In this video, we're going to discuss whether contests are at a good state, first of all to counter the 7-4 meta, and second of all to discuss how contests should be balanced moving forward. So without a doubt, I felt the improvement on the contest buff, especially for well-positioned and well-timed contests. But with the latest contest update comes some problematic situations that might impact more playstyles than others, which is unfortunate because 7-4 bigs aren't necessarily feeling the brunt of this update. So earlier today, Mike Wang sent out a tweet asking the community, if a defender is in perfect guarding position but doesn't put the hands up, what contest coverage would you expect on a perimeter jump shot? So from open to 1 to 5%, 5 to 10%. And to have an informed answer, let's take a look at before the shot contest update. As you can see here, my defender is not in a good guarding position. Still registered a 7% contest, which given the easy sliders, in my opinion, is negligible. Here, my defender is in even poorer position, not necessarily near my shooting hand, hands not up, still registered a 13% contest. Here, I would say an even worse position where he's farther away from me, no hands up, got the ball easily out of my hands with no contest, still registering a 13% contest prior to the update. And that changes with a hands-up defense with someone in good guarding position. Although he didn't get the hands up necessarily in time, will still register a contest at a 26% coverage. Now let's look at post-update here. This is where ghost contests come in. Defender not in good guarding position, back turned towards me, no hands up. And take a look at the contest coverage right here, 22%. So for context, this defender has a 92 perimeter, 99 block, so his attributes and badges might be factoring in there. Consider a similar situation, but now we have smaller defender, not necessarily the good defender, but in similar position, but only registered a 4% contest. Here is another situation where I cross away from my primary defender. Secondary defender is right there, right by my shooting hand. So you expect some sort of proximity-based contest. Here, it's actually quite strong at 16%. Generally, being put in a position where you are able to stay directly in front of your matchup shooting hand or in good position, you will get stronger contests post-update. Here, however, I'm not sure how to feel about this one. I had to fight through a screen so I couldn't jump, but still I was able to register roughly a 20% contest in this situation. The important thing about this contest system update is that, the new update will not bail you out. If you are out of position, as this defender is right here, you will not be bailed out by a high percentage at all times. Generally, if you contest from behind and onto the side, that will still not register a strong contest. So in my few multiplayer games that I've been able to test so far, I've seen of course that the power of contests, as long as you are well in good position, have the right attributes for it, it will register strong contests much better than prior to the update. Here I registered a 90% contest even though I'm coming off approaching to his non-ball hand. Here I am contesting a 7-foot big. I was able to get there on time even though my contest was from far away. I contested on his shooting hand and got a 62% contest, showing you the value of positioning when you are trying to contest, especially taller defenders. So here's an example. The defender in blue jumped up way too early, and as a result, this contest registered at only a 4% contest, so only registering a proximity-based contest. Here, that same defender in that same situation was able to jump at a better timing, registering a 45% contest. So post-update, generally, you want to jump towards the direction where you will meet the shooter's shooting hand. If you are jumping away from the shooter's shooting hand, as this big did right here, you will register a weaker contest. Here, it was just a 9% contest, even though visually you think that is a good contest. And here, all I'm trying to say is that position matters. If you feel like you are not registering contests like you think you should, rethink your ability to stay right in front of your defender. Now, post-update, you don't even need to be up close, as you see right there. The step-back rated separation still registered a 37% contest. Unfortunately, I think some playstyles were impacted more than the intended 7-4 meta. As you can see right here, a 40% contest, even though he was able to create some distance on that post fade, not in good position even. So here, similarly, 13% contest. So post players who like to post fade will really need to invest in a couple of things like your post fade phenom, maybe a jumper that will get you more height, for example. But if you're going up against smaller defenders, you're still able to generate a relatively open shot. So there are some things I did after this update to make sure that I'm not impacted too much by ghost contests. One, take a look at the situation right here. I have no defender right near me, right? And yet, Deadeye still activated and I still got an open coverage for my jumper. What this means is that ghost contests is creeping in definitely into the game. In some angles, it's way stronger and it's also dependent and it scales, I think, to the badges and ratings of your defender. So given this information on ghost contests, I tried to boost Deadeye to the highest possible level and double down on taking wide open shots that I'm sure will not be subject to ghost contests. And trust me, man, I am not complaining. I'm just presenting to you the data that's right in front of us. I'm still shooting as crazy as I was before the patch, but I had to make some adjustments. All this to say is that now with ghost contests back, now with stronger contests, we better be careful what we ask for next. I do not take that tweet by Mike at the beginning of the video lightly at all. Here is where we're entering slippery slope territory where the wrong piece of feedback will have 2K doing whack-a-mole for the rest of the year, and by let's say February or March next year, we're stuck with a game that was as usual, ruined by bad feedback or the wrong kind of feedback being internalized. I think the damage done by ghost contests, at least on casual game modes, is not that bad yet. I think the baby shooting sliders negate this still somewhat, but I've shown some examples on this video that show you that ghost contests, as they creep up more, it's going to be to the detriment of the game. We're already seeing some situations where I don't think contests should be high in certain situations. It's gonna require an adjustment on your part moving forward. So to answer Mike's tweet at the beginning, I'm fine with an open, hand down, man down. I'm fine with 1 to 5%. To me, that's basically non-existent contests still giving these shooting sliders. Where I disagree is that shouldn't be a 5 to 10% contests, especially because it scales depending on the badges and ratings, the size of your defender. You're gonna need to do some work in order to play defense in 2K26. I've shown it in a few videos. You have to move those feet, have to be in great position. Work on defense as a skill before you start complaining again. Evaluate how this contest system update changed your playstyle. And let's have a conversation in a couple of weeks. I think 2K26 has been pretty fun. And we're now entering that territory where that delicate balance between fun... And let's face it, man, 26 is not a competitive game at all just because of how it leans too much into offense. We're not gonna get a competitively balanced game. So now, my perspective is, let's keep it as fun for everyone, similar to how it was a couple of weeks ago. I always play the 2K that's in front of me. You're not gonna hear me complain much, as you've seen from this video. I'm still shooting over 80% from the field, still doing really well after the update, even though ghost contests impacted my playstyle. But I adjusted, you're gonna adjust. Try to learn how to play better defense, and let's make sure that we keep our feedback grounded on facts and not how we feel about the game. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm having fun with 2K26 post-update. I don't think it's too bad for online players just because of how easy the shooting sliders are. Offline, I must admit, on Hall of Fame difficulty, it's a lot annoying. So now we gotta think things through before we start asking Mike to make some significant changes that will impact the rest of the cycle.